All right, what's up, guys? VV back with another video. And in today's video, guys, we're gonna be checking out some red, yellow, Sabo action. It's that time of the week where, for anyone who might be new to the channel, about once a week we do go over some red, yellow, Sabo decks and go over some gameplay and stuff like that. We do a deep dive into red, yellow, Sabo because, guys, this is my main leader. This is my main. Okay, so today is that day. Let's go ahead and hop into it. We're not gonna have any VV Lab today. We're not gonna have any topic of the day. We're going to be getting straight into business with red, yellow, Sabo. These videos tend to run pretty long, so yeah, let's do this, guys. Let's get into it. One thing real quick before I even jump into the breaking down the video is I'm probably going to stream tonight around 9 p.m. Eastern. So for anyone who wants to hang out with me, I'll try to do it like a like a upcoming thing, like a premiere type thing on YouTube, so that way people can wait for it or see it if they don't watch my video in time. But I'm going to try to stream tonight around 9 p.m. Eastern, that's EST, where I think, just going to have fun. Just going to chill out and hang out with people who want to hang out. Because I do want to start streaming more often. Let me say that right now. I do want to start streaming on YouTube. We'll see about Twitch in the future. Twitch is not out of the question. But at first, it's definitely going to be YouTube focused because I'm comfortable with YouTube right now and I haven't been on Twitch in a long time. So, with that in mind, let's go ahead and get into today's video. Let me break it down for you so you know what you're getting into. First things first, we are going to be heading over to the results. Me and the community on the Discord have been putting in some time and some testing into red, yellow, Sabo. We have compiled over 1,000 results, okay, of games on the sim. Some are ranked, some are not. Some are local games, and some are digital. Most are digital, and then some are local or live or physical or whatever. We've gotten so much results in, guys, it's just insane. Okay, so we're going to go over that first. Then we're going to go over to the sim. We got about 10 games lined up on the sim, and we're going to be going over 3 different versions of the deck. After that, we're going to be heading over to the deck list, and we'll summarize, and we'll wrap everything up in that way. We'll finish out in that way. Okay, guys? I'll have everything time-stamped in the general description. I'll have all relevant deck lists and links down in the comment section below. And here we go, guys. Let's do this. So first things first, let's go over to the results. We have quite a bit of results to go over. Let's get this leader thing out of the way. And here we go. I'm actually going to put my head right around here for this so you guys can see. I want to show you guys how much results that we've had so far. So look at this, guys. If you take all 8 of these rows right here, notice under my head, directly under my head, under this big green line that says type-based mid-range tempo, right here, where it says sum, that's 982 results. But remember what I said before? I said I've gotten over 1,000 results because I have. These are the only results I've put in. Some results I haven't even put in because I don't like the matchup. I don't care about the matchup. I don't think it's relevant currently. It might change in the future, but currently the matchup is not relevant. Like Purple Black Luffy, I've gotten probably 30 results on that by itself. I've gotten a bunch of results from Zuro. I've gotten results from Green Yellow Yamato, and just all over the place, right? But I'm trying to focus on the matchups that I think are most important, which are the ones you see on the screen right here. So now I'm going to move my head back down here to the corner, and we're going to go over this real quickly. If you want to check this out for yourself, I will link it in the comment section below, and also it's on the Discord. If you want to help out with this, if you want to put in some testing, because look at this, guys. Well, my head's in the way again. Let me move my head real quick. Notice on the right, these are all the people who have been submitting results for this. So big shout out to everybody on here. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. If I missed somebody, someone tell me in the Discord. If your name's not on here and you've been helping in the Discord, guys, please tell me, at me in the Discord under the red, yellow, Sabo stats page. Okay, but I think that's everybody. Now, if you're interested in being on that list, like I was saying, and helping out, all you have to do is hop on the Discord and submit results. It's very easy to do, guys. You submit who you played against, if you went first or second, if you won or if you lost, and then any results, or any notes you want to add, like, hey, I lost because of a trigger, or I won because I got lucky because of a trigger, stuff like that. Okay, all right, now let's go ahead and break down the results real quick. It looks pretty good across the board. I'll say that right now. Red, yellow, Sabo looks very good right now. I don't know why more people are not playing it. I understand these are just results on the sim, and people might be saying oh, now, actually, let me say this. Some of these results are on the sim. Some of these are in real life, like physical games. And the ones on the sim, some of them are just casuals, like on the random ladder, like on the unranked sim. And some are on the ranked sim. I did not distinguish between them. But let me say this. Overall, it looks like red, yellow, Sabo is doing very well, guys. Because you have to remember, while yes, we're playing against totally random people a lot of the times for these results, random people are also submitting these results. And, you know, no offense to the guys who are submitting the results, but I don't know who they are. I don't know how good of players they are. And that doesn't matter because they're just trying to help, right? They're just trying to get as much data in as possible. And this is the kind of data that I love getting my hands on because I could have never done this by myself, guys. This is 1,000 games now in about 3 weeks. Just to put things into perspective, this is about 1,000 results we've gotten in like 2 to 3 weeks. So really good stuff. This has been an incredible community project. Let's keep it going. Okay, but now, for now, let's go ahead and dive into this. So it looks like I'm just going to go through each one real quick, just to break down how this reads for anyone who might not be who might not understand what's going on. The red W and L. So W stands for win, and L stands for loss, right? Win or lose. And then notice over here I have going first versus the deck versus going second versus the deck. So that's how it's split up. Now, the red at the top is the Trigger Rush Aggro deck. I should have these linked in the comment section below, guys, each different deck. Okay, green is a mid-range deck that is pure Revo or pure type base, like whether it be Big Mom Pirates or Revo, but these have pretty much all been Revo submissions. The blue is a control list. Whoops. Blue is control. I don't have a lot to say about this. This is the most random category. I'm going to be honest, guys. It's just been totally random. We are still trying to figure out a control list. So if you think you have one that's been doing very well, please submit it to the Discord so I can go over it and we can talk about it and see how people are doing with it and get results in that way. And then last but not least is the teal over here. This is basically the green plus blue, right? This is the green deck plus the blue deck. I call it hybrid. It's essentially anywhere from like 70% to 90% Revo Army, so it has like that mid-range tempo element. But then the other percentage left is all utility and control, so that you have a better matchup into certain decks. And it looks like that has been the most popular one. And out of all 4 of these, the most popular one has been the teal one here. I call it the hybrid list. It's like a 70-30 list or a 75-25 list, however, whatever percentage you want to call it, that's what it is. And then the red one over here is the second most popular, and it might have even had better results like overall. It is the Trigger Rush list. So with that in mind, it looks like Shanks is pretty good against the board, or we're pretty good against Shanks overall, especially going first. Going first looks like we have a very strong advantage, other than with the control deck. Notice where my mouse is, guys. The control deck is just purely inconsistent because I don't have a good list to give anyone yet. Guys, unfortunately, with the introduction of Shanks and Blackbeard, everything has changed for control. That was our main list going into OP08 and OP08.5. Now that list is it's gone. It's by the wayside. We're gonna have to figure out something else that might work. Okay, next up is Purple Luffy here. Again, this looks good across the board, guys. I think we are just highly favored into Purple Luffy going first. No matter which version you're running, if we're going first against Purple Luffy, it looks like we're doing pretty well. Red Purple Luffy, though, that's so for certain versions, it's better than others. Trigger Rush Aggro going first, 8-0. We take those every time. Overall, it's 13-3 against this list. I think that's pretty good. Nothing to be upset about there. It looks like the others, though, are much closer to just a 50-50, and it looks like it's slightly favored going first, though. Even though this one, it's hard to say with this one. Who knows, actually? Maybe for these 2 decks in the middle, it's better off, or maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe it's just an even matchup. But it looks like for the hybrid trigger, or the hybrid control version, going first is a definite advantage versus going second. Blackbeard is just getting demolished by Red Yellow Sabo across the board. Look at this, guys. 42-1 with the Trigger Rush version, 24-2 with the hybrid control version. Even every version is beating it. Every version, even the control version, is beating it. But the control version, notice this, guys, it falls off big time compared to the others. Like the Tempo Revo mid-range list is 11-1 versus it. Everything is like a 10-1 ratio, 10-1 win-to-loss ratio against it, except the control version looks like it's like a 60% win rate or somewhere around there. Versus Smoker, it looks like we're doing pretty well. It looks like the control version struggles. Whoops, sorry, guys, I moved it around. It's right here. Versus Smoker, the control version's about 50-50 with it, but it looks like the hybrid version is very good going second into it, but it's still decent going first as well. Lucci's rough. Lucci's a rough matchup, guys. We know how strong this deck is. It looks like the hybrid version going second or going first has a very good chance into it. It's doing very well, and also going second with the Trigger Rush version looks like it's going very well. But everything else is a little bit of a struggle. Blue Dofi, not bad across the board, guys. But I will say this, the one weak spot is it looks like going second for the tempo list and the tempo plus control list. It's rough. It's like a 50. It's more like a 40-60. It feels like. I think it's like a 40-60 going second into Dofi with the tempo list and the hybrid list. But going first, very strong. Okay, next up, let's go down to Nami. Nami, it looks like we're doing pretty good across the board, except the control version. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit slower, so it does struggle. But everything else against Nami, not bad. Black Yellow Luffy's a struggle for certain decks. 4 and 5 for the okay, let me say this. Going first with the Trigger Rush version is 4 and 5, so it's like a, it's still not bad. It's like a 40-60 matchup probably, or a 45-55. Very close, very winnable. Going second though versus Black Yellow Luffy, it looks like you get a pretty good win advantage that way. They're 7-0 with the Trigger Rush list so far. Now, going first with the mid-range list, it looks like it's doing, or the hybrid list, excuse me, looks like it's doing very well. So very winnable, again, especially if you're sticking to the two main ones, the Trigger Rush and the hybrid list. Enel is very winnable for the Trigger Rush version, but everything else struggles against it. The mid-range version, the control version, and the hybrid version, it's just a struggle. This looks like it's our hardest matchup. Just period for the deck. Lucci is rough as well. I will say Lucci's pretty rough in general, and so is Blue Dofi, especially if you have to go second for the hybrid list. But overall, Enel seems like it's the hardest matchup for the hybrid list. And that might come from player skill. Who knows? Maybe people need to get better at playing the matchup, but it still looks very winnable, even at a 40-60 like win rate. Katakuri, all of a sudden is winnable. Okay, if you guys had told me this information 2 months ago, I would have laughed at you and thought you were crazy. But now, guys, look at this. For the Trigger Rush version, they're going 8 and 5 against it. I will take those odds every time. It looks like the mid-range version is struggling, and the control version struggling. But the two main versions, the Trigger Aggro and the hybrid list, look, the hybrid list is 10 and 3 against it. We take those, guys. We absolutely take those kind of odds. Bello Betty looks like it's almost a buy round, like how Blackbeard is. It's almost a buy round. Guys, remember how this needs to go. Red Yellow Bello Betty is just a super hyper-aggressive version running the same list as us, but they don't get life gain. So if we just abuse our life gain and we just keep eating their board, that's why, I mean, it looks like it's probably a decent matchup for the Trigger Rush list. Like the better pilot might just win that game, like a 50-50. However, for the hybrid list with the control elements, it's like, oh, what did you just play? Nami, pop it. What else did you just play? Ben Beckman, pop it. Into Rayleigh, pop 2. And every time they go sideways, you just eat up their board, and you don't attack into life until you have full board control. So that way you don't give them any triggers. That's what I would look out for with the version on the far right here, the hybrid version. Against Bonnie, look at the hybrid version going first, guys. 21 and 2, and guys, 23 and 4 overall. We take those odds every single time. It looks like the Trigger Rush version probably struggles with it a little bit because it negates the whole trigger aspect, where it's like, okay, you still only get to swing with one character. Even though you just got a new character, you only get to swing with one. So Bonnie's a rough matchup for the Trigger Rush version. I think randomly so is Nico Robin. However, for the hybrid control version, or whatever you want to call it, the Revo control hybrid version, Bonnie, going first against Bonnie is almost a buy round. And then Green Uda, it looks like we're just favored against. So that's it, guys. That's the results. Like I said, I'll try to post these results in the comment section below, or just hop on the Discord. It's under the Red Yellow Sabo Stats channel. I have it pinned as a comment. Okay, good stuff. Now let's get into some games on the sim. That's enough of all that. It's time to check out some gameplay. Let's have some fun. And today we're going to be checking out a control version of Sabo. Okay, we're going to be checking out a Red Yellow Sabo control variant. It's not there yet, but it's something I'm messing with. It is very top-heavy. It is very starve-centric. Like, I want to use my Yamatos. Notice my hand. I want to use my Yamatos. I want to use my Gadatsus. I want to starve my opponent out. Okay? So let's go ahead and check this out. The volume is already off. Speed is on 2x. And here we go, guys. So, first game up here is against Blue Yellow Ace. You know, whenever I'm trying to figure out a list, I don't go against, like, the absolute best meta matchups. I just do a random queue into the sim and go against players to see what kind of potential it has. Which is very important when you're testing decks. You can't just go against the best decks right away unless you already have a pretty good idea of what your deck does. So they're going to play out this Luffy here. They're going to swing in for 10. I'm going to take it. I'm fine with that. We're not worried about taking life with this deck. We can always just get it back. I'm not attacking into them either. I'm going to starve them. Okay, so I play out a beige here. This is I'm gonna be able to push this back to life with my Katakuri. They're gonna swing for 7 here. It's the biggest attack they have. We're gonna go ahead and use it, and we're gonna lock down the Luffy, and they're gonna pass turn. Okay, well now we're gonna play out the. It looks like we're gonna play out the beige, and we're actually gonna push back the blocker to the bottom of their life. Now remember what Ace does. At the end of this turn, that card will go in the trash or the bottom of their deck. I actually can't remember that part unless they can do something with it. They're going to keep it in life and watch what they do with their remaining 3 Dawn. Well, at least with 2 of that remaining Dawn. They're going to play out a great tech card for Ace in I almost said Shirahoshi, in Viola. So they're setting their top cards right now with Newgate. So they're going to do Viola to set that down like that. And then they're going to swing in for 6. We'll 2K counter out, and it's our turn. So here we go, guys. Now it's time to start gobbling this board up, dropping down Yamato. Once you make it to 8, 9, 10 Dawn, and you're in a good place, they're in trouble, guys. And notice this. I'm not attacking, so you don't get any rush aces. You can't pop any characters with your Luffy. There's nothing you can do. Okay, and I'm going to gain life every... I could have gained an additional life this turn if I wanted with my Yamato or Katakuri. Okay, so they use out a Charlotte Pudding there, but I didn't really have... any, I mean, I did have a crazy large hand, but it was nothing like where I'm like in trouble now. I did lose some counter power, though. I will say that I did lose some counter power. Okay, they popped the Luffy. I think they need to reread that card. That was a mistake for sure, because... So they swing for 7. Okay, then they pop the Luffy. They're not going to draw a card from that. They're not going to get anything or KO anything. You have to have 2 or less life to use that card like that. Okay, there we go. So now we've got a Kuzan. I think we might be dropping that down for the turn. We'll see what happens. I think we might... yeah, I like playing out the Kuzan here. And then pushing the Viola to the bottom of their life. And then making them discard a card. That's what I should do here. Okay, we'll choose the Viola. That goes to the bottom of their life. Now they have to trash a card from their hand. And I still can gain a life this turn very easily if I need to. Okay, and I do have a Gadatsu, so I can pop that Luffy as well. But we'll see what happens. I'm taking a little bit of time here, guys. I'm learning a new deck. We're learning a new style. We got to try some stuff here. Okay, so we swing in there. We swing in here. And it looks like instead we're actually just going to get pretty aggressive now. We're going for 7, and we're going to push the beige into life. Get plus 2,000 there, swinging for 7 more. And we ate up a lot of hand that turn, guys. And now that Viola is going to go bye-bye at the end of the turn, right? Unless he can turn it face down. Okay, swinging for 5. Nope, that's going to 1K counter. They play out a Newgate, and they actually just surrender. Because I don't know why they surrendered, to be honest with you. But I can tell you one thing. I just won't swing this turn. And I have a beige at the bottom of my life. Right? And if they try to smash in... I will say this. It was a little bit... I probably should have taken that hit and just locked down the Luffy attack. But no, then they kind of loaded everything up. Never mind. So I had to get out of that one attack. I think their best bet this turn, because they don't know what's in my hand, their best bet was to load up and try to go like 7, 7... Actually, probably like swing 9 and then swing 9. But again, they don't know what's in my hand, but that would have won them the game. Because if they swung 9 with their leader, then I would beige and lock down their Luffy. And then they could load up 6 on the pudding and swing 10. So, yeah. GG. That was a fun one. It does show some potential of the deck. It's not done yet. It needs work. There were probably some better plays I could have done, but we're starting to experiment a little bit with this. Okay, so that was against... Who was that against? That was against Ace. This next one's against Buggy. Well, I can tell you one thing right now. Against Buggy, we're feeling pretty good, right? We're feeling pretty good against Buggy because we're not going to attack their life at all. They swing in for 8. They give us a life card. We can't really play out the Katakuri here, unfortunately, because they have no character to push back. It would just be a waste. We'll pass turn. Your turn. We're not swinging. They're going to trash a card. Look what they cheat out. They cheat out the 7-cost Buggy. Oh, man, now I can't attack with any of my 3 or 4-cost characters. Oh, wait a minute. I don't really have any, right? I mean, I have Kuzan, but, whatever. Who cares? Okay. So we'll do -4 there. And what are we going to do with this? I don't know what I'm going to do with that. Was that... Oh, that was when they attacked. Excuse me. They attacked in, so I reduced the power of the Alvida, so they could not attack me this turn. Okay, I didn't know what was going on. All right, we'll push back the biggest character, and we'll get out an 8-cost body. My opponent's turn. As long as I can keep their 5-cost characters off the board, the 5-cost and higher characters, so they can't like get free buggies on the board, well, that's all we have to do. Just keep doing that. They attack in. They're going to lock down my Katakuri. That's annoying, but it's not the end of the world. And here we go, guys. It looks like we're going to swing in for 6 into the Alvida. All right. I'm reading what it does. I'm like, okay, they could get a card from that, though. So we'll just pop this. Let's see if we can push this to life and survive in that way. I don't want them to get a card this turn when I can't swing with my, with my Katakuri and like do KO tricks from hand. So we're just going to wait on that. Okay, they almost have a full board of 5 costs, but they're not ever going to keep it, guys. Swing 8. We'll take it both times. And guess what we're going to do, guys? We're just going to keep recycling what we're doing. Some people might see this deck as a little bit toxic, and I'm not going to deny that. I'm not going to deny that this deck is a little bit toxic the way it plays. But I'm not trying to be that way. I'm just trying to figure out a way to win with this deck. I'm just trying to figure out a way to win, guys. Because we are whoa, okay, so they played out a 10 cost Buggy to bottom deck my card. They swing it for 5. Okay, we will get out of that. There's no reason to take that hit. And now, guess what, guys? We can keep playing out these Yamatos, popping cards there. I probably should have popped the 7 cost there and swung into the 5 cost, but who cares? Oh, well. We're going to keep taking hits. We've got like 20 cards in hand, guys. What do we have? Like 12? We got 13 cards in hand. We're going to play this out, pop stuff, and, guys, the writing has got to be on the wall for this guy. It's like, hey, what are you going to do? You know, like whatever you have in mind, is it going to be able to deal with my board and my life, gaining life at the same time, and my 12 card hand? So I think they should stop attacking, to be honest. But they keep doing it. All right, fine. Just keep attacking. It's fine with me. We'll get a 2K and a 1K hero. Who knows if he's playing Pudding? I doubt he is, but we'll be careful. He plays out another Mr. 1 Das Bones. We'll swing 9 into it. We swung 9 into it. They gave me the blocker. 9 more into it. We're going to push that one to life. And here we go. Going to gain life, swinging for 7. They've got 5 life still, so we can pop any 5 costs they drop very easily with Yamato if they give it back to us. If I were him, I'd probably just load 15 into Buggy here and just go straight at my 11K. Make me give him 3 cards from hand, or 2 or 3. What is it? 3 cards from hand. Yeah, because 15 into 11 would be 2, 2, and a 1. They swing 5. I'm taking it, guys. I mean, I can pop whatever they play now. You know, that's the thing. And I can just gain the life back. I'm not in any rush. And he plays out all these cards. Okay, you got it right here. It's just going to continue. We're in a full Yamato loop, guys. We're on turn 10. And now we can start going for game. So I think we're going to swing. We'll swing in for 9. He gives us the blocker. We'll push this to life. And then we'll swing for 6 first. See if he wants to give us it. Maybe he doesn't have any 2Ks. That's fine. He might be doing a trigger right now. No trigger. Swing for 10. All right. Your turn. And now we kind of have him where we want him. Right? We have this guy right where we want him. He does concede. He does give up. There's nothing more he can do. Whatever he plays, I'm just going to deal with. I have Rayleigh in hand. I have 7 cost Newgate. I have Koalas. And remember, my leader is Revo Army. So if I needed to, I could pop an 8K as soon as it comes into play by playing out a Koala. Use the Edward Newgate effect and pop things in that way. So I was in such a commanding position there. Full lockdown control, guys. Not saying it's finished or anything yet. I'll show the list at the end. It needs work, but we're getting there. All right, we have 2 more different games with the control version. This is against against Perona. Okay, and here we go. I'll try not to stop this at all, guys, because these games ran long. This is a straight-up control list. That's one thing you have to consider as well, though, guys. How fast of a player are you? If you're not as fast at making decisions as a player, that's not a bad thing. But remember, you might want to play a deck that you can play a little faster with, because these control decks can go a long time, and you don't want to lose on time. And plus, people at your locals don't like that. So, Perona is going to make me trash a card. I already have another Rayleigh in hand. I'm just going to trash that. We'll swing 5 into 3. He's going to let that go. Of course, he'll get it back later with a Gecko Moria. They're going to play out the new 1-cost Searcher Perona, which allows them to do a top 5 search, and then they have to trash a card from hand. They trash Helmeppo. They're trying to set up later turns for Gecko Moria. They're going to swing for 5. We're going to take it. We are not attacking into their life, though. They're going to swing in for 5. Okay, they're going to play out a Perona. We have to trash a card. We'll give them Fire Fist. And right here, we're on a 7 Dawn turn. It is time to start swinging into stuff and cracking into stuff. Okay, pop that. Or we swing 6 into 5. They give me a 2K. And then I pop their other character with my Newgate. And I'm throwing him back into life. Because anything that sticks on the board versus Perona, it's not going to survive for the most part. Okay, so this guy's got an idea. Like, okay, I guess he's just going to keep gaining life. Well, we'll just attack 3 times a turn. Hey, that's fine with me. That is the right play, by the way. That is the correct call. Swing 6, 7, 7. That is the right call. We'll get out of one of these, and now I can easily get the board back. We'll put this here. We're going to swing 6 into 2. We're going to pop that card. We can push this card back to life if we want to. I think I should have pushed it back to life. Okay, but there's an Ice Age, so we're going to get an Ice Age out of hand. He's down to 4 cards in hand. He's going to play out a Gecko Moria. There is a Gecko Moria in his trash, so that's a good sign. So that's one less card we have to worry about. He's going to hit us with a Perona. We have to trash a card. I think we're going to have to trash the Fire Fist here. Unfortunate. And then he's going to swing in for that. Okay, well, for some reason, I thought I was going to lose my guy there. I probably should have actually just saved the Fire Fist to pop the Gecko Moria. But that's okay. We'll pop that card. We'll play out the Rayleigh. We'll push the Gecko to the top of life. We'll swing 7 into 3. And right here, we'll buff that card up and see if he wants to waste his entire next turn swinging into it. I like to keep that card on the board and recycle my my Katakuris if possible because they have a little bit more utility. Okay, they're going to play out a brand new, do a top 3 search. They're going to, what did they, I didn't see what they got. I didn't reveal it on the right, unfortunately. They're going to play out a Subaru, -2 there. This will probably be like a Ryuma turn. So yeah, -2, -1. That's going to be putting him at 4. He's already rested. Ryuma pops it. And yeah, he's not going to attack. Okay, we've got him, right? We've got him right where we want him now. We got him right where we want him. Right here, I think we're going to play out the Silver's Rayleigh, get rid of that guy, drop the brand new down to 1. We're going to push that card back to life. I'm not ready to swing yet, guys. If I start swinging, I start losing the game, right? Because then, theoretically, he could start drawing more cards, and maybe he has a Gecko Moria in his life other than the one I put there. We need to play very smart here. We have to be very cautious. Okay, he's going to trash a card here and cycle through his deck a little bit, play out a Rosinante, and okay. Now, right here, I do need to get rid of this Jack, so we're going to pop that card. We're going to swing 10 into 8, see if he can save it. That would cost 2 cards from hand. He couldn't save it. He's going to play out a brand new. So he is just desperately searching, guys. He's desperately searching, which is what he needs to be doing. He does need to search right now for more Gecko Morias. But Brandon won't do that, right? Brandon won't search for them. So he swings in aggressively. I don't know what he did there. Did he swing at I'm not sure what just happened. So he swings in. Oh, he had to swing there to use Sakazuki to pop a character. Very good. We'll swing 5 into 3. He lets it go. We will play out this Rayleigh. We'll go minuses across the board, and then we'll probably just life this guy. You know, yeah, just life him. Okay, so we can keep recycling these on play effects. We're on turn 9, guys. You see how these games go. This is not this game is not for everyone, right? This style of the game is not for everyone. It is a long, grindy game, but it does allow you to do some things, right? Oh, beautiful. Tashigi pushing that to life. Now he has to trash a card, and he's at 6 life where my Gadatsus can hit his 6-cost target. Beautiful. You love to see it. Okay, we're still not attacking. We're not giving him any cards. He's down to 2 cards. We are completely starving him out of this game. He has to trash a card with that Perona effect. What's he going to trash? A Ryuma? Seems good to me. Okay, and here we go. We're about to finally start being able to attack. And then he plays out Gecko Moria. Okay, that changes things. He's going to be able to pop my my Kuzan. He tapped that down. Seems good. And here we go. We'll go 5 into 1, and I think we should just life this. Yeah, just get these Gecko Morias to the bottom of his life. Right where they belong. Right where they belong. We'll push the Gadatsu to life, so we get a 1k counter coming out. We have 3 life now, and then our 8-cost character on the board. Swing for 5. Here's a 1k. You can have it because Shirahoshi's absolutely worthless in this matchup, right? They could just tap it with the leader effect. It's not worthless, I guess. It will force an attack so you can attack into whatever that was. But yeah. All right, we'll swing in for 2. We'll play out an ace here and just gain a life. So now we finally have done it. We've finally weathered their hand. You know, and guys, Perona has gone through 2 Gecko Morias and like 6 or 7 searches. We're going to play this card out. We're going to pop that card. We're going to swing, push this to there. And I think we're finally ready to start attacking, guys. Swing 8, swing 10, swing 10. Okay, your turn. I just gave you some cards. Let's see how good they are. He gets a hog back, getting back a Gecko Moria, I'm sure. Or maybe even a 2k counter. I don't know. I don't know. And I didn't reveal it, unfortunately. Sometimes when you're locked in, you don't show the stuff you see on the left. They're going to do an Absalom here and a Rosinante to fill cards up. But right here, guys, I mean, look at this board. This is outrageous, right? Like we have so much strength right here. So right here, I think I should just start popping things. Yeah, I have a Gadatsu, but I also have a Rayleigh. I don't know. This is a tough call. Tell me what you guys would do here. I think this is my turn to use Gadatsu because I don't think I'm going to get any more value from him for the rest of the game. But Rayleigh is also a bigger target. It looks like I'm favoring the Rayleigh here. I really like Gadatsu, I'm going to be honest, but it is a 1k counter in hand as well, so I don't know. All right, we will go -3 to the Ryuma. We'll go -2 to the Hogback, and we'll pop the blocker. And now let's see what we do. I think it's time to just go face. Swing 7, swing 8. Actually, we might pass turn right here because they have a Gecko Moria as their next card. Again, if I had looked up what they did with the Hog back, and if I already know they have a Gecko Moria in hand, it might be smart to just attack in. Because, okay, they already have a Gecko Moria. What am I playing around? Okay, but it's their turn. They're going to play out a Jack, and I think that's why I didn't attack in, because they did not grab a Gecko Moria with the Hog back, for whatever reason. They play out they're just trying to search now, guys, but I can always just slow things down. Like, okay, so now you want to play out a Jack. Okay, no problem. I'll swing 8, 8, 10 into it, and I'll get every card out of your hand again, right? And they have to try to save the card, but they can't, right? They just can't. So we'll swing in for 10 here. Yep, popping that, and now we have a Gadatsu play if we need it. Yeah, popping that guy. Your turn. We have 5 life. Okay, they're down to 3 life. We have 5 life. Okay, they got the Gecko Moria. Here we go. They're going to play out a Perona. Maybe make me trash a card. Sure, you can have a 0 cost 3K because I have 5 life. We don't need that. I've got 2 aces in my hand. And guys, those aces are just 10 cost gain a life. Okay, he just swung 8 into 10. I don't think he realizes what was going on there unless he was trying to get me to attack into a character. Nope, we're not attacking into a character. We're going to swing. So this is a math win. I'll explain it right after this, guys, so watch this. Okay, pause. Let's go back and explain what happened there. Why did I go for lethal out of nowhere? Like, that seemed like it was out of nowhere, right? Well, watch this, guys. They played out the Gecko Moria. They played out the Perona. I trashed a card. It doesn't matter. Okay, so watch this. Just waiting for them to pass the turn back to us. And now, once they pass, they swing 8 into 10. That was just a mistake. I would have saved the card if I had to, guys. If he just swung 8 into 8, I'd have 2K countered out. Because we have lethal. They have a 2K counter in their life, and they have a 2K counter in their hand. I mean, actually, we don't know if they have a 2K counter in their hand or not. I don't know if they do. I don't remember. But if they have a 2K counter in their hand and a 2K counter in life, all I have to do is swing 9, 9, 9, 9. They can't get out of it. Because notice what 2 of the cards are in their life, guys. It's 2 Gecko Morias. Well, those are bricks. So they can't get out of it. However, they only have 1 card in their hand right now, so I can swing for 7. And it's going through. I'm like, and I start realizing, like, wait a minute. Okay, swing 7. Okay, and what did you draw? A brick? Okay, swing 7. Now, all you can have is 8K, 9K at the most you can get out of, and then swing 9, swing 11. It could have just been swing 9, swing 10. It's over. So, good game. That was a fun one. 16-turn game, guys. 16-turn game. Just saying. That's not for everybody, but it is very fun. It is very fun. Okay, speed 2x. Here we go. We got a game versus Black Yellow Linlin. Oh, man. Yesterday, I think it was in yesterday's video, I had to go Black Yellow Linlin versus Red Yellow Sabo. Now I'm Red Yellow Sabo versus Black Yellow Linlin. And, yeah, poor, you know, what's with all my favorite leaders going into each other lately, guys? It's just not fair. And notice what they're playing, guys. That was a negative hollow. Now, I did record this game before I even did my Black Yellow Linlin videos. This was a while back. These games have been sitting in my storage for about a week now, waiting to go. And okay, so they're basically running the list that we know, you know, that I've showed off on the channel. That Not Bad Enough was featured on his channel that he came up with, and yeah, we kind of know what to expect here. But I think at the time I might not have, right? Because like I said, I recorded this game before the Black Yellow Linlin one. So it's like, whoa, okay, what's going on here? He's trashing cards from me, very annoying. But hey, we just take life at all times, and sometimes we don't even swing. Now, against Black Yellow Linlin, you do have to kind of attack them down a little bit. Okay, very nice. We push that card to life, and now they have to trash a card. It's a 10 win, guys. You hate to see it. Guys, that Kuzan card is so good. I'm being serious. They swing it for 7. I guess they don't realize I can gain life as well. I'm like, all right, cool. You got it, dude. So right here, we're going to swing for 5. Okay. I think right here, we're going to swing for 5 more. We're just taxing them. We're saying, give me cards, give me cards, give me cards. And now I think we're going to play out a Katakuri. We'll push that card to life. We'll gain a life with it. Now we have an 8 cost on the board, and they're only on a 9 Dawn turn. Right, this is their 9 Dawn turn. What are they going to do? Here we go. Okay, with 9 Dawn, they have 2 life. We have 2 life. They can't gain life, right? They cannot gain life as Black Yellow Linlin right now. They have to be at 1 or less life. Swing for 10? Sure, we'll take it. They play out a Kuzan, and now I'm starting to wish I'd saved that, you know, but, you know, I couldn't have realistically. Okay, so here we go. I think it's just time to drop Rayleigh since we can't actually hit this Kuzan, or maybe we don't care. Maybe we don't care about Kuzan. I don't know. So we're going to swing for 7 first to see what they do, see if they get any triggers. Swing for 8, any trigger, no trigger. Excuse me. Yes, they did get a trigger. So now we will go -3 to the Kuzan, -2 to the Frankie, and pop the Frankie so that the bigger reduction is on the character that survives. You can only really do that with the 5,000 power situation like that, a double 5,000 power. They play out a pudding. Okay, you can have a Yamato. I'm keeping the Fire Fist in case I need to get around a blocker or something. They're going to swing 6 into 5. I take that one. They're going to swing 7, and then they're going to gain a life. They trash the Yamato, and I think I should counter out of this so I can be a little more aggressive this turn. Okie dokie. Let's see what happens here. We'll swing 5 into 5. They can't save it. We'll play this out to gain a life and pop the pudding. We'll swing in for 9. Of course, I could have swung for 8. It wouldn't have mattered. And your turn. It is your turn. They play a negative hollow. Okay, it does pop a Kuzan. It pops counter power out of my hand. And they're going to swing 11 into 8. Uh-oh. I can go 0 cost 3k plus a 1k to get to 12. And now, guys, the writing's on the wall. They can't get out of it. Swing 5. It had to be a trigger. It had to have been a beige or something right there. And then swing in, swing in. GG. Poor black-yellow Linlin there. I was kind of fighting fire with fire, guys. I was kind of fighting fire with fire. Our lists were very similar, and we both can gain life. But here's the thing. I can gain life about 1,000 times easier, right? The only thing that they have on me in this matchup is 10 cost Linlin, and they had to trash that earlier on from a Kuzan effect. I mean, it's not random, but they had to trash it because they needed the other card in their hand more. It was more important at the time. Okay, good stuff. All right, so that's it for the control version, okay? That's the one I'm thinking about. You guys tell me what y'all think about it in the comment section below. We will go over it at the very end of the video. We'll talk more about it. But that's the control version I'm working on. It is hardcore control, very grindy. I think it has potential, but it's a little bit inconsistent. We'll talk more about that later. And remember, guys, these weren't against like the best matchups or anything. Okay, next up we have 3 games of Revo Army. And when I say Revo Army, guys, I mean hardcore, straight up Revo. Okay, so first game here, speed 2x, volume's already off. This is me playing a list that is 100% Revo. So there is no trigger, rush, control, anything in here. Strict Revo. Okay, they're going to swing for 7, and we're going to take it. We're going to play out an Ivankov. We went first, which is ideal. Dropping a Karasu on turn 2, going to an Ivankov on turn 3. A very strong curve for us. Okay. And here we go. Looks like we're going to go, might have to go 6 into it, unfortunately, guys. You see how this is. Okay, this is a very unfortunate situation. We're going to swing 6 into it. He's probably going to use the leader effect. That's fine. Okay, does -1 to the Morley. I didn't want to swing with Morley to begin with, okay? So that was probably not the best play for him. We'll swing in for 7. We'll push this card back and buff the Morley, and we're coming in for 8 into 7. And now my Karasu's coming into play, like, right away. Because if I take a life, I'll be at 2 life and they'll be at 3. So we'll have 5 or less life between the two of us. Excellent. My Morley's a 7,000 power character right now. He can drop it by 1 if he wants to with the Yasop. But I don't really need the Morley. 7 into 6. He did do -1,000 power to the guy, and he pops the Morley with the Beckman. I think he was respecting the Morley way too much, guys. I think he was respecting Morley way too much. We're going to swing 6 into 5. He does -1,000 to my Ivankov. Very well played. However, I do have the workaround here. I'm going to swing in here, swing in here. Okay, right there was a slight play mistake. I should have buffed the dragon first, but I expected, I don't know. I don't know why I didn't buff the dragon, guys. That was just simply a play mistake. But we did get a lot of cards out of hand for what it's worth. Okay, so now we have an 11,000 power body on the board, so even if he does drop down the 10 cost 12k, we're going to be able to get out of it. He's going to go 14 into 10. I'm just going to let it go. I'm not in some super rush right now, guys. I actually have, a pretty decent position on the board. I still wish I had not made that big mistake there, guys. That changed a lot. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to go, it looks like I'm just going to flood the board a little bit, if I'm not mistaken. I think I'm just going to fill out the board a little bit here, guys. Okay, so it looks like I can't decide between the dragon, the Morley. Okay, so I just play out the dragon. Seems good. We attach 2 Dawn to the leader with the dragon effect. We're going to play this out, -1 there. We're going to go 5 into 5 first. You want to do -1? Okay, sure. We'll go 7 into it. You want to give me that? That's fine. So now we got it for sure. So so Paul, a lot happened. Let me explain what happened. He dropped the power of my Bello Betty, reducing it down to 4. And then we swing for 7 into the Beckman. He uses a a Red Hawk to get out of that attack for 7 and pops my 4,000 power Bello Betty. That's a cute play, but it doesn't matter, right? It's not a play that's going to win him the game. And also, guys, there was an argument there for me to return my dragon to my life. There was definitely an argument there, but I'd rather him start attacking into the board like this. I'm fine with this, to be honest, guys. So I couldn't get out of it. That's fine. But we can go for the board now in other ways. I have to really decide how I want to do this turn. I think I need to play out the Bello Betty first, but it looks like I already have something else in mind. I'm going to swing 7 into 4. I'm going to play out the Bello Betty. Looks like right here I kind of like the Koala. Yeah, okay, I thought I was going to draw something else there, which would have been fine. We could have worked down around whatever we got, but I really like the Koala there. Okay, they finally swing in for 5. I am actually going to counter out because I think they're going to play a 10 cost 12k. Yep, I knew they would. They didn't swing with it, so they just told me they couldn't get out of a 15k attack. They did just give me information there, and they tried to play around my Emporio Ivankov simultaneously, but it's not going to work. So now we're coming in for 6. Now we're dropping down to Morley. And Art, guys, look at my board. That is not ideal for my opponent. That board is not great for my opponent. Okay, they're going to play out a Rayleigh. That's pretty good. Hey, that's pretty good for my opponent. They're going to swing in for 6. We get a Karasu, of course. They swing in for 12. We'll block that one. We have another Karasu in life here. We're going to go Fire Fist, -4 there. I probably could have also done the Koala. I don't know. I don't think I do, though. Let's see what happens. I'm doing a little bit of math right now. I need to make sure this turn is correct or I could lose the game. So I'm like, all right, you know what? He has it or he doesn't. I'm going 13 into 8. He did not have it. Now we can pokey with everything on the board if we have to. Because I don't care if he attacks into my board, right? We'll go swing, just swing with the 1. Because remember, my Morley was -3,000 power for the rest of my turn because of the Rayleigh effect. Okay, so my opponent is telling me I have nothing left, so they have to go for face here. 7 to 5, you can have my character. 8, we'll take it. Oh, man, it was tempting, but I don't think I ended up playing that card out. And I'm glad I didn't, because look what there was. Okay, but remember, guys, Morley is unblockable if he has 7,000 power or more. Okay, here we go. Just waiting for our opponent here. I have to do this in the exact right way, and I don't think I do. So we'll swing in for 7, and I pop the card. He's going to do that to get rid of the Morley. So let's talk about what should have happened there. We'll go 3 into 2. That's fine. So what I should have done was probably attach 3 to Morley, so it's a 7k attack for sure. Actually, yeah, hang on. I should have swung 3 into, attach 3 to the Morley and swing 8 into the Rayleigh. Okay? Then we can go about things with the Lindbergh, smashing into the Rayleigh as well, popping the Udo on the board, then getting rid of the other one with this. There were some better ways I could have done that, because I could have pushed the other card back to life. It would have changed a lot. It would have changed a lot. But that was definitely a misplay, guys. 100% a misplay. Luckily, we're in far enough a lead here where it should not matter. Okay, we can slam down the Ivankov. I like that. Yeah, I like the Ivankov play. Okay, I guess I'm not going to do the Ivankov play, guys. Dang it. All right, so we'll go 9 into 5 here. No ways getting out of that. We'll attach 1 there, push that back, +2 to the Koala. That shouldn't matter. Goes 5 into face. Okay, so you're telling me you have another 10 cost. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Okay, we will go ahead and slam down an Ivankov, getting out of Bello Betty. I grabbed the Bello Betty there. That's going to help us get some advantages. And now we can kind of just aggressively fill out the board. Your turn. We'll just play that out, and we'll push the Ivankov back to life, and now we have the most disgusting loop you can have, guys. The 5-cost Ivankov loop late game is gross, guys. It is grotesque. Okay, he's going to swing in for 12. I don't know if I'm ready to give him these cards yet, so I think I might block, but I could take it and go super aggressive as well. I'm just trying to drag this game out, guys, because I feel like the later the game goes on in the situation I'm in right now with the boards being decently even, I think I actually have a very good position. Okay, so we're going to get that. Nice. Bello Betty's going to draw us a card. We didn't get the best card, though. I guess we're going to have to go for face. We're going to go 7 into 6. He does -1 with the leader effect and drops my power down by 1. He gets the ace here, or he gets the Shanks, and now it's time to just start bashing. I do have a 2K. I've got plenty of counter power. We're going to get that, and we're going to have to go full all-in this next turn here. He attacks in. Okay, well, I've determined I can't survive next turn, and I can't battle for the board. So we're going to have to go all in. Gonna play out the Karasu first, because now that basically negates the Shanks effect for my attacks to face, right? Because I'm going to have 5 attacks to face. right? The Ivankov, the Bello, well, potentially 5 attacks to face between the Ivankov, the Bello Betty, the Crossu, the Lindbergh, and my leader. Well, that's 5 attacks that the Crossu buffs by 1,000 into his leader, but the Shanks only reduces the power of 4. So it was actually a very strong play to play out the Crossu, even though it might not have seemed to be. It was actually very, very relevant, very important. Okay, so here we go. It looks like we're going to go 6 into 4. That's a nice way to start. We'll go 6 into 4 again, and now we'll attach a... Actually, hang on. So now what I need to do is go 4, 4, 4, and then everything in on the last attack. 5 in, so beautiful. Yeah, okay. Now we got his leader effect out of the way. We're going to push that there. We're going to slam in for 7 into 4. And I probably should have done 6 into 4 and then one more 4 into 4 with the cross if I needed. But hey, we got through it. That was an incredible game. Guys, this is a quality deck. It does require a lot of skill to play. Okay, notice this was a 13-turn game, guys. Notice in the top right corner here, 13-turn game. This is not... One thing about Red Yellow Sabo, I'm just going to say it. Okay, some people might not like what I'm about to say. Hot topic, right? Or hot take. I think most people don't play Red Yellow Sabo at the higher levels because I think it might be a little too hard to play for a lot of people. Especially to play properly and all that. Because I made mistakes too, guys, and I know life the deck, right? Like, this is my main deck, and I still make mistakes too. I'm not saying I'm the best player out there, but I'm saying, like, I've played Red Yellow Sabo so many times, I can't even tell you how many times. And I still make mistakes. So it's the kind of deck where, like, yeah, it's very hard to pilot. However, you know, I think if more people would, it could definitely make some tops. Because it does well into Shanks, it does well into Dofi, it does well into Blackbeard. It destroys Blackbeard, it's not even close. And then it does well into Purple Luffy. The one deck that it really struggles against is Lucci. That's the one deck that it really struggles against. So like I said, you know, with Lucci and another spoiler warning here, guys, in the finals of the North American Nationals finals, it was Black Yellow Luffy versus Lucci. Blackbeard has a pretty decent matchup into those, so I expect for there to be more in the future, and that would be good, because the more Blackbeards there are, that means probably the less Luccis and Black Yellow Luffys there are, and that means the more Red Yellow Sabo can eat, guys. I'm looking forward to that day. Hopefully that happens. Okay, so that's the first game with the Revo Army list. Next up, we have another game with the Revo Army list, just pure Revo. And this one's running the stage. This second version, the first one was not running the stage. This one is running the stage, and I will show off the deck list at the end of the video. So we got 2 more of the Revo Army version, guys, and then we have 3 of the Trigger Rush aggro version. Okie dokie, here we go. Let's see what our opponent's going to do here. They're going to load up Onami, swing in for Banish. Nope. 2k counter out of the Banish when you can, guys, unless you just literally can't. 5k, we'll swing in for 5 here. Let's see what he does. Go ahead and give me a card if you want. Takes it. Takes that hit. That was a little bit odd to me, but hey, they take it, and they did have a trigger, but it just tapped down my Bello Betty. Who cares? We don't care about that. Okay, he'll probably swing 4 into the Bello Betty. That's what I would probably... Well, I would just go 3 into it. Never mind. I wouldn't even swing 4. I would just swing 3 into Bello Betty and then play out my turn from here as Yamato. But let's see what they do. The volume is off, and let me make sure the speed. Did I turn it up? Yeah, it's up to 2x. They play out an Ezo. Oh, man, I remember this game. This is so annoying where I mess up here. I'll show you guys in a minute. Very annoying. So they swing 5 into that. I counter out aggressively, and then he swings 5 into face, and I take this. I could have 1k countered out, but I took that on purpose. Okay, it's too bad the Lindbergh and the Kuma weren't in opposite positions, because then I would have gotten both of them, and that would have been a wrap. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and play out the Lindbergh, though. We can play that out. And now here's where I made a mistake. All I had to do here, so he has to pass, he has nothing more he can do, is 2 Dawn on Lindbergh, pop the Ezo, right? But I popped the Nami. Like, I fat-fingered, I went real fast, I tried to click real fast on the Ezo, and I clicked the Onami. It was like, man, that messes up everything. It doesn't literally mess up everything, but it changed up my entire play, what I was going to do there. So we'll push that guy back. Now we'll swing and we'll pop the Ezo. Like I said, it still worked out fine. It's just I wanted to be able to just swing into the Bello Betty and give him like a fake target to attack into potentially with the little 1-cost Bello Betty. I just think it would have been a slightly more optimal play. In the end, it barely mattered at all. Okay, so he takes the 7k hit. There's Neko Mamushi. So now I'm going to start taxing him from cards from his hand. I'm going to swing 5 into 5. And then we're going to swing in with 6. So this will take a 1k out of his hand, and then it'll take a 2k out of his hand. Now, pay attention real quick, guys. Pay attention what happens here. This was an inaccuracy by my opponent coming up. They counter out with 1k, 1k. But now watch what their turn is, what their play is for this turn. So just to save their last life, they did a 1K 1K, right? And I think you guys know where I'm going. This is a 7 Dawn turn for my opponent. Okay? So watch what happens here. Again, I think this person might have been like maybe a newer player. Like, it happens, right? You know, you got to get the new players in here. They have to learn the hard way. A lot of times you have to learn the hard way. But look at this. Why would you defend your last life when you're going to take it yourself with Hody Jones? And that's probably the conversation he was having with himself in his mind. Okay, we'll take that one, and we'll play it. We'll cheat it out for free. He's going to swing for 5. We'll counter out of the double attack, and he'll swing for 8. Okay, we'll take that one. We get another trigger. This game is completely over, right? It's going to be swing 7, 7, 7, 7. It's just no chance, no chance. So I guess ultimately in the end, it probably just didn't matter. I swing in for 5, guys. He didn't even have 1K counter power. I was going to go 5, 5, 5, everything, right? Which is not the most optimal thing there. It was just, it didn't matter, right? The game was over. But again, make sure you're paying attention to what you're going to do next turn. That is a big part of becoming a better player, is having your next turn planned out in advance, okay? So good stuff there. Great learning experience for that player. Really good game for that person. Okay, we got one more game with the Revo, the pure Revo army list. It's against Smoker. Speed is 2x, volume's off. Here we go. We got the stage this time, guys. We actually drew it. It was in the last game too, but I just didn't draw one. Excuse me. Okay, we're going to play out the Bello Betty. We'll do a top 5 search. Very nice. Now, make sure you set your cards when you're running the stage, guys. You might go through your deck once. You might actually go through your entire deck. We're going to do a top search there, trashing the Morley, getting out a dragon, and here we go, guys. They're going to swing 7. I get the Galaxy Wink. It's not going to do anything for me. The trigger activates the main, where it's like minus 1,000 to a character, plus 2,000 to one of my characters. Okay. Right here, it is very tempting to play out the Lindbergh. But guys, it will just get removed. Okay? So we're going to try to not do that. Instead, we're going to try to cash in on the Bello Betty on the board. Because remember, number one, he's going to try to farm 1K minus 1 cost buffs on that card the entire game. So let's swing for 5. We'll swing for 6. We'll keep the counter power in hand. Okay? I don't like doing that very often, but sometimes it is the right call, especially against decks that are running like heavy removal. Excuse me, like Smoker does. It's like, let's force him to try to remove something on the board. Okay, the Kuma hits a 2,000 power character, guys. Why can't he hit a 3? I wish Kuma was a 3 cost, pop a 3,000 power character with trigger. That would be so great, guys. That would be so great. Because then we could push him to life with our leader effect. Then he could pop a 3K, right? So then we could hit more targets. Oh, it would just be so ideal. But that's okay. I know, balance, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, balance. I guess one thing I will say is then it wouldn't be as good with the blue Ivankov, but still, I'm just saying, it's too bad. Maybe they should have 2 Kumas. They should make 2 Kumas. Okay, so he swings in for 5 there. He has no Dawn left. It is safe to play out this Morley now. It's very safe to play out the Morley. Okay, right here, I like the idea of just poking into the Bello Betty, or poking into the brand new here. Yeah, again, I want to turn that Bello Betty sideways every single time. Give me a 1K counter. Okay, he won't. Fine. Take 5. Take 5 more. I just went super wide on the board, and look how many counters I have in hand. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 1K counters and a 2K. You're not getting rid of my characters on the board unless you actually remove them. I'm going to trash a 1K. We get a Bello Betty from this. Actually, I like the 2K better. Yeah, now we have another 2K. Very nice. I didn't set my cards at the end there, but I think they're already set in a good order with Bello Betty first. Okay, here we go, guys. What are we going to do next? What is my opponent going to do here? This is a 7 Dawn turn. So if they're running something like Jack, which I don't remember if they're running Jack or not, I can't remember. But if they're running Jack, that's going to be the entirety of their turn. Like they'll be able to swing for 5 into like, I don't know, swing 5 into Bello Betty and then use the Jack to pop the Morley. That's an option. But what do they have? I actually don't remember. In fact, I think I do remember. I think this might be a Sakazuki turn here, guys. So attach 1 there, -1 to the Bello Betty. Again, he's just farming that card. Very annoying. Swing 7. He should swing 7 into 5. Into the Morley. He should swing 7 into the Morley. That's correct. I am going to save it, but that was the correct play. He has 6 Dawn left. He's going to play out Sakazuki. Very powerful. Pops a 5 or less. He's going to pop the Ivankov. Yeah. I'm going over right now. Like, notice I'm connecting like, hey, pop this. There is no other better decision. I guess the next best decision was Kuma because I can recycle that card very, very efficiently into my life. And it's a 2K counter. I mean, there's so many things I can do with that Kuma card. Okay, but what are we going to do? We don't have any removal in hand, which is unfortunate, but that's okay. We will play out the Karasu. Now watch this, guys. We'll swing for 7 into 4. this is probably going to go through, or he could give me 2K counters. We'll take that as well, because that was going to be my biggest attack anyway. Well, actually, it was going to be 2 7s, I guess, so whatever. Okay, so I couldn't load up the Bello. Maybe I should have gone 4 on Bello Betty and then 6 and 6 with the others or something. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I like having the Morley at 7,000 power. It's a lot safer. It's a lot easier to defend. But okay, my opponents have 1 life. Okay, I have Dragon in hand. I have plenty of 2K counter. I have plenty of counter power in my hand. It would be nice to get a. It would be nice to go through my deck more and more with this stage and get to another 5-cost Ivankov, though. That would really help me completely stabilize this board and make it very hard for my opponent to keep up. Okay, what are they going to do? We have not seen any Brooks yet. Brook is a huge deal in this matchup, in my opinion. One of the cards I'm scared of the most when it comes to the Smoker matchup, and I guess maybe not every deck runs Brook, but that is the scariest card to me. Like in the Smoker matchup, when they start recycling their Brooks with Bello Betty, excuse me, with Rebecca, that is scary for me. I don't like that. We do not like that, guys. We don't like that. Okay, they play out the Sengoku. They're fixing up their hand. They're playing out a Tashigi. I did not expect them to play out a Tashigi this turn, guys. I thought my board was gone for sure. So now he's going to swing in. I'm probably going to defend this card. 9 into 7. That's a 2 and a 1. And now he can go 7 into 7. I've got a 1 for you right here, bud. Okay, now my turn. Here we go. It's time to slam down our main guy here. We'll swing 7 into 5. Let's see if he's got it. Okay, 2K, whatever it was. And now we'll go 7 more into 5. If this goes through, he's in deep trouble, Pauls. He basically quit on the spot. He didn't have a single counter in hand, so a 9 would have gotten him. But even if every card in his hand was like a 2K, guys, it would have taken every card to survive this next hit, guys, because I was going to push the Morley back to my life to go up to 3 life. And my Dragon's going to be an 11K swinging. Right, so that would take, so if he's at 5, so 2 would put him at 7, and then 9, and then 11, and then a 1K. He would have needed 4 of those 5 cards to be a 2K, 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 1K, or better, right, just to survive that. Not realistic, not practical. Okay, so that's it for the Revo Army list, the pure Revo list. Big fan of the stage. I've been really enjoying the stage. Okay, now we got 3 more games. This is running the Trigger Rush aggro list, guys. Everybody loves this deck from what I've seen. Everyone's really enjoying this list. And it is a absolute hoot, guys. It is so much fun. Just turn your brain off and let the deck play itself. So he attacks in for 8. Okay, I guess I'll take it every single time, right? So I take it. We get Cracker in. And here we go. Probably just going to load up for 6. Swing in for 6. Let's see what he does here. Oh, I remember this game. This one's actually like a low roll game. Watch what happens here, guys. We're going to play out the Moscato, and we don't swing. I'm pretty sure if this is the game I'm thinking of, I get a really bad roll here. So swings for 6, and I get a rush card. Guys, there's like 6 cards in the entire deck that are not trigger bodies. Actually, I think there's exactly like 8, 9? Might be 8 or 9 that are not trigger rush. So you have like an 80%. It's like, all right, fine. We whiffed one. We surely won't whiff again, right? Okay, so I'm trying to do the math here. I'm going to swing for 7. Let's see what he does. He'll probably take this one because he wants to get out of the Moscato attack. Okay, let's see if he can. +2, attach that, swing 8. And he can get out of it, guys. 2K, 1K, 1K. We know he has a 9-cost Linlin in hand now. He'll probably push this card back. Very annoying. Very annoying. Okay, he pushes that back, but guess what? Every time you attack me, I'm getting a trigger. Okay, we'll take it. You got it. And he's going to swing in for 6 more here. Take it. Another trigger. What do you know? Another trigger, guys. Hard to believe, I know. Hard to believe. So we'll swing in for 7. We're going to push the blocker back to life, of course, because we don't want anything to happen to that guy. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do something else here. Just kidding. We're not going to push the blocker back to life. We're actually going to push the rusher back to life. No, okay, we do. I don't know what just that, guys. That was the craziest sequencing I've ever seen. But hey, we'll get there. We'll go swing 7, swing 7, swing 7, swing 7. Let's see if he can survive this final hit here. I think he does. Yeah, 2K and a 1K. You have three cards left in your life. We know he has a Miss All Sunday. We know he has Miss All Sunday. The reason he kept it means he probably has a 0-cost 3K in hand. Okay, 9 into 7. So he only has a 7K left to attack with. I could have countered out of that pretty easily, but I'd rather save this card. Yep, that's what we do. So now it's going to be swing 7 and something else. Or, excuse me, swing 9. Let's see what he does. He takes that. He gets a something there, some type of searcher. We're going to play out the other one. I'm going to push this back. We're going to load up and just go all in for 12. There's no way out of this one. GG. Yeah, he had the Miss All Sunday in hand, but it happens. Good game. Now these games are going to be very fast. If you like the faster games, this might be the deck for you. Okay, next up we have a game versus Blackbeard. Okay, now this game's a rare exception because I really had a bad run this game, and my opponent seemed very competent. My opponent seemed very good. Speed is 2x, volume is off. This is a rough game, guys. I'm going to give you a spoiler. This ended up being like a 12-minute game. Okay. They're going to play out a Lafitte. We are going to pass. They got to go first as well. This guy may have played a few games against Red Yellow Sabo because I believe they chose to go first. And it's like, oh, man, okay, this guy knows what he's doing. He's going to swing for 5. Of course, we have Moscato to play. And here we go. So right here, there's a lot of things I wish I had done differently, but I really need to get these cards off the board. I just cannot allow these cards to stay on the board. They are too valuable. Some people might say, yeah, but if he keeps searching, it's just better to go face. It might have been. I will say that. This may have been an inaccuracy. That's hard to say. Busting out the accuracy meter, guys. That may have been an inaccuracy. Like, maybe I should have just taken one out with my leader and have the rest go to face. Okay, so he's going to swing 6 into 4 here. I'm probably just going to let it go. Okay, I could have blocked with it. I was threatening that, but hey, we're just going to do this. Okay, he plays out a Burgess. So right here, I think it is time to get a little bit aggressive. I think I can go swing 6, swing 7, or swing 7, swing 6. And let's see what he does. So we swing 7 here. Let's see if he gives me some 2K, 1Ks or life. He takes that. We're going to Tropical Torment. We're going to push this back, and we're going to swing 6. So we should be able to get a 2K out of his hand here, for sure. That's just kind of how the game goes. If he can't counter out of this, he's in so much trouble. It's hard to explain. I mean, maybe there's a world where you do try to just, like, take as much life as possible against Red Yellow Sabo and then just try to block her up. I don't know. It's just, none of it ends up working out that good. Okay, Liberation, he pops my Sanji. We did expect that. That's fine. But we need to get that card out of his hand regardless, or else he starts filling out the board more. I'd rather have more characters on the board. Swing for 5. I think he took that. We'll play out a Cracker. We'll play out a Smoothie. Your turn. You better have removal for that Cracker, guys, or unless he doesn't want to swing this turn. This is a funny turn right here, actually. So watch this, guys. This is a funny one here. So he pops it with Shigan Finger Pistol, right? Okay, seems good. Seems good. This turn cracks me up. It's like, all right, I got rid of the Cracker, right? Okay, good. I got rid of the Cracker. That was the important card. We'll take this. We get a Lindbergh. Okay. Swings it again, and I believe... Okay, this isn't the game I was thinking of where I got the Cracker as well. But still, okay, he gets rid of the Cracker. We end up replacing it with a Lindbergh. And now what? So right here, I'm actually very tempted to just go at the what's his name? I can't remember his name. The Burgess. We'll go 8 into 7. I have to go 8 because when he goes to counter out, he could have countered out with a 1K, and then that would have got him to 9K, right? Because he would have gone to enough cards in his trash. Guys, pause. Please pay attention to when attacking into Burgess. Make sure you count what cards are in their trash. Let's just say, like in that situation there, he was at 11, right? So every 4 cards in the trash, Burgess gets plus 1,000 power, right? So he had 4 cards in his, or excuse me, he had 11 cards in his trash. If he does a 1K counter, remember, you trash cards with counter on them to buff. He would have gone up to 3, which would have pushed him up to 8, and then he'd have still gotten the 1K from the counter itself. So be very cautious when you're attacking in a Burgess. Make sure you do the math. Okay, so we're going to push the Lindbergh into life. I'm going to get this card off the board, right? I've determined, like, bro, you're not keeping this card. I do need to slow you down in that way. Typically, I would like to try to go for face here, guys, but I needed to slow him down just a little bit. Okay, swings for 5. He's going to drop a Newgate. You love to see it. Now, right here, I think I should counter out. Let's see if I do that or not. We might choose, every now and then we choose the wrong play. Every now and then we do choose the wrong play around here. We're going to 1K counter out. Okay, fine. Okay, plays out the Marshall D. Teach. We are going to poke for 1 here, or it might be 6 because we're going to push a card to life. Yeah, so 3 Dawn's going to be accounted for. We only have 7 Dawn for the turn. We're going to swing for 5. Let's see what he wants to do. Okay, he ends up taking it. That was probably the right play to get cards in hand. But right here, we're actually just going to slam this, fill out the board. Okay, so excuse me, we did not swing for 6. We're going to leave it like this. Now I have a blocker. So basically, that was a gutsy play, though. It's basically saying, hey, I hope you don't have any removal or I'm done. He has a Tempest Kick. He's going to trash that to turn off my leader effect to nullify my on-play effects next turn. But guys, this deck doesn't run on-play effects. Just so everyone knows, there are no on-play effects in this deck that I'm aware of. Marshall D Teach, they're going to lock down a Smoothie, and they're going to lock down my leader, And here we go. We're going to swing for 5. He has to block this. We're going to swing for 6, actually, because I am going to push a character to life no matter what. Okie dokie. So he took that one. Guess what that means? Let's just go ahead and swing for 15 into 5. He has to. Now he has to. Oh, I couldn't attack. I was going to say, why didn't I attack? I could have won right there. But no, I had to do it like that because otherwise, because my other character could not attack. Okie dokie. Swings in for 8. We're going to get the Sanji. Obviously, we know we have the Sanji. Yeah, the game's over. So he leaves there. Very well played by my opponent. I played a little cautiously for how this deck is supposed to operate. And this next game we're going to look at versus Blackbeard, another game versus Blackbeard, not the same opponent. This is more how the matchup usually looks, especially when you're going first. This is the difference between going first and second versus Blackbeard with this list and like not playing cautiously like I was that last time. So turn 1, pass, of course, swing 5, drop down Parasparrow. Okay, seems good. He takes that. They usually do. They usually do take the first hit so they can build up some cards in hand. We get a Charlotte Cracker. We are down to 3, and watch this. They just trashed a 2K counter, played a 2K counter, and played a Lafitte. Okay, well, swing 7. That's a double attack. Guys, I don't know about that play. I don't know about that one. We are going to have to attach one more Dawn there. We'll smash in for 7, and then we'll smash in for 8. Guys, this looks so bad for my opponent. They're down to 1 life on turn 3. It's the beginning of their turn 3. They're at 1 life. I have a 7k body on the board. He can KO it, technically. Yeah, -5. He'll pop that. We'll get a top search. We get a Cracker. He's going to use Lafitte to do a top search. I don't know what he got, but he's going to swing for 5. He's going to cycle some cards out of his hand because I believe that does a trash 2, draw 2 or something like that. Okay, I'll take it. I'll get the Cracker back and swing in. Okay, I'll take it. I'll get Smoothie. Right? I mean, you remember, guys, it's something like 80+% of the deck is triggers. So attacking into me is literally, it's like thorns in like in an RPG, like an ARPG or something, or I don't know, whatever kind of game that has thorns in it. That's the idea. When you attack me, you're taking damage. So very good stuff there. We beat them on turn 4. It was the beginning of our turn 4. They did not even get to their 8 Dawn turn, and we just ran them over, right? Really good stuff. That was a lot of fun. It's really fun when you're the one doing that. Maybe not on the receiving end, but when you're the one doing it, it feels pretty good. Okay, that's that. Let's go ahead and check out the deck list real quick. Let me move my head out of the way. We'll wrap up this video. So this is the Revo version that I'm working on, that I'm enjoying right now. I'm running 2 Stage, 2 Galaxy Wink, 2 Fire Fist. We're running 4 Sabos. I've gone up to 4. I think before I was running 3 of them and 3 Koalas. I had 3 and 3 as the package. But now I'm running 4 Sabos. Because, guys, if you get this 2K counter, if you get the 2K counter, if you get the trigger, like just randomly, I'm saying like if you're in the middle of the game and, oh, okay, I'll take the hit, right? And it's a trigger for draw 2 from Sabo. You have to imagine that was probably like one of their last plays for the turn, right? Well, you're going to draw the 2 there and then draw for the turn. It's going to be like a 3-card difference. Like, yeah, you took a life. That's unfortunate, but you just drew 3 cards and you can gain life in this deck. So this version, guys, I'm really in love with. I've been having so much fun. I don't know if it's the best version out there. Not many people enjoy playing this version, guys. Like, if we go back to the stats page, let me go back to this. People are not like, so it's the it's the second one. The green one here is the version I was running pretty much. Look at this, guys. It has the least amount of results. I think people think it's too boring, and that's fine. You know, it's not for everybody. Some people like aggro, some people like control, some people like mid-range, or some people like something in between those 3, right? And that's completely fine. And this version of the deck that I'm showing off right here, this is definitely a hardcore mid-range list. But it's pretty consistent, guys. For example, you'll never whiff a Bello Betty search. That's impossible because there's only, there's only, what are they called? Revo Army cards in the deck. However, you can whiff a Ivankov search because we are running 6 events. We are running the 6-cost Koala, the 7-cost Sabo, the Dragon, and of course, it can whiff on itself. The Ivankov can't hit itself. But look at all the we already have all the targets that matter in the deck, guys. We have the Lindbergh, we have the Morley, we have the Kuma, we have the Karasu, and we have both Karasus. Even the 2K counter, Koala's not that bad. A card that I'd eventually like to get my hands on, I don't know when it's going to be over here in the West, is this card. It's just another 2K counter I'd probably add to the deck. I would probably do something like, okay, let me read what it does real quick. It's a 5-cost 5K 2K counter, Sabo, Dressrosa, Revo army type. It has activate main once per turn. You may put the top or bottom of your life cards into your hand, and then this turn, give this character plus 1,000 power. They should have made it plus 2,000 power thematically. That would have been nice, but hey, that's still fine. Attach 1 Dawn to it, and now swing for 7. You can life the card and get your 2K counter back, and it replaces the card it took from life pretty much. Because every now and then, your opponent will not want to give you cards. But here's the most important thing about this card. Whoops, where'd it go? I just lost it. There it is. The most important thing about this card is it is a 2K counter, and it's a 5,000 power Revo body. So you can actually cheat it out with this with the 5-cost Ivankov. Very, very powerful. So another thing too, guys, I've completely removed the 4-cost 5K Ivankov. Yes, it does help our, hey guys, it does help our Blackbeard matchup, but that's like our best matchup. So I'd rather take a small hit to Blackbeard, if there's even a hit, you know what I mean? Because I mean, it is a hit. I will say that. Like, yes, we do lose a little bit going into Blackbeard, but at the same time, like, okay, we're going up in consistency against every other matchup by putting in the cards we did. Like, I think I went up a dragon and I went up the 2 stages because I think I was running 2 or 3 of them. So yeah, I'm sorry guys, I can't get behind running this card in Sabo. Can you run it in Sabo? Yes, it can still work. Like, some people might want to drop maybe 2 of the Morleys to go up to Ivankovs. I do think that's something you can do. Or even go down 1 Kuma and down 1 Morley and go up 2 Ivankovs. I think that's probably the best route to go forward if you just have to have this card. But guys, I don't know how else to say it. It just doesn't feel like it's necessary. Especially in what we're doing with this list. I mean, yeah, if they start turning off our own plays, it does get annoying. But still, I don't know. You guys tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. So this is the pure Revo list. Now, this is the trigger rush list that I was running today, guys, and then I'll show you the control list. Hopefully did I even put that up here? We'll find it. I made a control. I'll find it in a minute. But this is the trigger rush list that I'm running. This is like a spin-off of Ricky G's original version of the trigger aggro list that everybody's running right now. This is a version that I kind of made up myself based off the direction he was going with the list and on my own adjustments. So, for example, I'm only running 6 rush cards and the 4 tropical torments. So we're talking 40 cards in the deck are trigger bodies that will always hit. The only one that technically might not hit is Bartholomew Kuma. It's the only 2K counter body we could get our hands on that could actually, you know, be a body that hits. There may be an argument to not even run this card. Like, maybe we don't run 8 2K counters, you know, because we're already running Satori. Maybe we just run another trigger body. I don't know. It's up to you. This list is very kamikaze style. It's very all-in. It's very much like a glass cannon. But at the same time, it's nice to have 2K counters to protect your board. I'm just saying. So you have legitimately 80% of the deck is trigger bodies that can come into play. One of them is a little bit conditional, but the others can come straight into play. So really good stuff here. And one thing about the Morley, I know some people might not like the idea of Morley and Paraspero and even Tropical Torment, because later in the game it's like, yeah, but those are like dead cards in your hand. Not really, because if you get a Charlotte Smoothie later, okay, trash the Paraspero or the Morley or the Tropical Torment if they have less than 4 life. So it's like, honestly, guys, look at all these trigger bodies that require you to trash a card. Sanji, Moscato, Satori, Cracker, Morley, Lindbergh, this Cracker, this Smoothie, and Paraspero. So that's 9 cards in the deck that require you to trash a card in order to cheat it into play. So again, guys, I just don't think these are ever dead cards. I think the Charlotte Paraspero, the Morley, and the Tropical Torment, they're just pure quality. And then later in the game, if like, oh man, I'm not going to be able to play one out for the rest of the game, well, that's fine. Just use it as cards you can trash with for triggers. There is some argument too, I will say, if you just really don't like these cards, maybe go down to like 2 Morleys or something, and maybe even go down 1 Kid and Killer. I don't know. But you can go up like 2 or 3 0-cost 3Ks. That can help round out your list a little bit and give you a little more depth. Okay, and what was the other list? This was it, guys. This Moscato card I think is going to be really high quality, guys. Banishing Life on a trigger body. We'll take it every single time. We'll take it every single time. Let me try and find the control version I was running. I think I called it RYS, like new control or something like that. Hopefully I can find it. power control. Let me see something. Is this it? Yeah, here. Okay, nice. Found it on the first try. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, so this is the version I was running today for the control version. It's something. It's something, right? Like, I do like the Newgate in here, and that's why I'm only running 2 Fire Fists and the 4 Koalas, so I have at least something to combo with the Rayleigh and the Newgate power removal, but most of it is cost-based. Like, Yamato, Gadatsu, Katakuri, those are cost-based removal, and so is the Kuzan. I do think there's something here, guys. I do think there's something here to this list. I haven't figured it out yet fully. This list is not perfect. But hey, running 4 beige, running 4, you're the one who should disappear. You have all this back end ways of saving your life randomly by gaining life. You know what I mean? So that's why I really like the Yamato in this deck, because it can actually gain you a life from the top. Because Frankie's not really that great in this list, because you're not gaining a ton of life just from the top of your deck. Whereas Yamato does do that. And like, for example, in the black-yellow Linlin version, you're gaining a lot of life from the top of your deck with cards like the 10-cost Linlin and the leader effect in that deck. Remember, guys, Sabo doesn't gain a life from the top of your deck. It gains a life from a card on the field. So it's a little bit it's a little different. It's a little bit different. But yeah, this is the list I was running, guys. Everything's a 4 of. You can tell it's in beta. It's in its beta form. It's in like its alpha beta form. It's not ready to go yet. It needs work. I'm absolutely falling in love with this card. I liked it when I first saw it, and I thought it was really cool. But man, after playing it out, establishing the 4-cost 5k body, already annoying for your opponent. That, like, okay, he played out a body on curve that matches like what the curve should be. 4-cost 5k is pretty standard. I know there's 4-cost 6ks, but I'm saying 4-cost 5k is pretty much what you'd expect most of the time. Like with the Jinbei, you know, that goes into other cards. But like, you know, Jinbei or Trafalgar Law or, you know, whatever card. 4-cost 5k, it's a solid body that can contest for the board and attack face. It's a 1k counter. It comes into play and puts a card on the field into their life. And now they have to lose a card from their hand. So they lost the card on the field. They lost a card from their hand, and now we have a 4-cost 5k on the board. You want to remove it? Be my guest. You want to bounce it back to my hand? Be my guest. It doesn't matter to me. I'll just keep doing what I'm doing with it. So I'm a big fan of this card. I think it's really solid. And then on top of that, guys, like if you're comboing it with like a Gadatsu, you're making 4 life leaders into 5 life leaders where you can hit anything they played last turn with Gadatsu, and you're making 5 life leaders into 6 life leaders where you can pop so much with your Gadatsus and with your Yamatos. This is a nice card, guys. It's really growing on me. Same thing with Shirahoshi, guys. I know this card has gone up in price. I know. Hey, this is not a cheap deck you're looking at right here, guys. It's running 12 secret rares. This would probably be like a $500 deck list that we're looking at right here or more. Or probably, I don't know, probably right around $500 actually. Because if it's $40 per Rayleigh, that's going to be $160. It's like $30 per this Ace. So that's another $120. So that puts us at, I can't even talk. That puts us at like $380, and then another 40 here. Yeah, it's going to be like close to like $500 or something. This is not a cheap deck list by any means, but here's the thing. These cards might not be in their correct numbers. Like, I will say the Ace felt pretty good. Ace felt strong in here, and so did the Yamato, but Yamato's not really expensive. Katakuri might be able to move around. Actually, I don't know. I like the Katakuri. Let's keep Katakuri in for sure, but that one's kind of on the cheaper side. I don't know if I need the Rayleigh. The Rayleigh, I'm not sure we need. Edward Newgate felt pretty good, though. I really enjoyed the way Edward Newgate was, but who knows, man? This Rayleigh might need to be something else. It might need to be a rush card to help us close out games or something else. We'll have to see. All right, I'm done, guys. I'm just rambling at this point. I hope y'all enjoyed. Now, I did mention this at the beginning of today's video. I believe I mentioned this at the beginning of today's video. I should be streaming later tonight. Like, I'm finishing this up right now, right before 7 p.m. It'll probably be released around 7:30 or 8 p.m. Eastern, and then I'll probably be streaming around 9. So I'm probably going to hop straight into it, guys, right after the video releases. So we'll see what happens. Maybe around 10. I might have to push back to 10 if I'm running too late. But all right, hope y'all enjoyed, guys. Gosh, I just realized something. I forgot to add people to the playmat page. Big shout out. We did have a new person added to the page. I just forgot to change the slide out. I'll change it out tomorrow. But we have big shout out to everybody on the VV Playmat supporter page. Hope you guys are enjoying your playmats. And guys, if you're just liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, viewing, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. And the same thing with the patron page, guys. We had one more person to add to the patron page. Big shout out to them as well. I just forgot to add it. Like I said, I already have the. I hate when I do that. You know, you start going and I try to pre-plan everything sometimes, and so you know you're always bound to forget something. Oh well. All right, that's it, guys. A big shout out to everybody on this page as well, the VV Pirates Patreon page. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel in the way you do, and keeping the dream alive. You know, keep the channel going. All right, okay, I'm done. Till next time, guys. Please do not forget to or please do not hesitate to comment down in the comment section below. Tell me what you guys think. How's your red yellow Sabo testing going? Hop on the Discord and tell us how it's going. Get some results in. We'd love to see them. All right, I'm done. Till next time, guys. Peace.